I'm seeing all the uproar about Alvarez. I even watched the game yesterday. I purposely watched the game yesterday just to see the reactions from the fans, Alvarez, and Diego Simeone itself, Atletico Madrid themselves, right? All I have to say is this is exactly what you get as a player when you disrespect the club, when you disrespect the organization that brought you in, when you disrespect the fans. We all have dreams. Every player should have a dream. Every player should have a dream of basically saying or deciding what to do. But the one thing you don't do is to go publicly and start talking about another organization, another club. I want to join Barcelona. I want to leave. I don't want to play at this club anymore. Things like that. Those are his quotes, not mine. Those are his words, right? He wanted to leave. Now, there are a couple of ways they could have just resolved this. Firstly, Atletico Madrid do everything they can to basically get what they can get for him, sell him immediately because the situation is so toxic. Yesterday, I was watching that game. The fans, just the way when they saw Alvarez, the screaming, the yelling, like I've never heard that stadium went so loud. I've never heard it. It is ridiculous the way the fans were behaving yesterday, but this is all because of, yes, Alvarez. He has the responsibility. He should have done a better job. You wanted to leave, say it secretly. Go to the organization, let them know I want to leave. It's a better club coming for me, things like that. I want to go to Barcelona. That's what you should have done in a private way, not coming public with it, right? Once you go public with things like this, the fans are going to get pissed. Atletico Madrid should have done a better job. Okay, sell this guy. Don't put him. They shouldn't have even brought him to that game yesterday. If I was Atletico, I would be like, Diego Simeone, you don't bring Alvarez to this game, to this particular game. He was disgraceful. It was shameful. He was so embarrassed. I was even sad for him. I was so sad for Alvarez, looking at him walking down that tunnel by himself, standing by himself, and all the fans, all the players, his teammate, they couldn't even console him. And they shouldn't, because obviously, as players, usually when a player get involved in that kind of situation, you want to do the best you can. Sometimes, yes, you feel for him. You wish you could do something better. But what else can you possibly do? You go and start consoling him, and then all the fans will just turn on the entire team. He has to walk that part by himself because he made that way by himself. He made that part for himself. You walk the walk. You talk the talk. You walk the walk, right? You wanted to leave to go to Barcelona and not just other team, right? You just didn't want to go to no other team. You want to go to Atletico, one of their biggest rival in the league. You didn't say, "Oh, I want to go to Arsenal," or "I want to go back to Man City," or "I want to go to Paris Saint Germain." No, I want to go to Barcelona. The fans are going to be pissed, especially the history that Barcelona has with Madrid, with Atletico Madrid. They bought Griezmann from there. 3 years later, Griezmann went back and Griezmann had to apologize. Alvarez should have learned that. You don't come out and say that. And I think Atletico Madrid should have basically done a better job. Like I said, protect him a little bit more. Yes, he has done something terrible. It's very bad. I don't like players doing that. I don't like players coming out and say, I want to leave. I just go pay hard money. They pay a lot of money. These fans, season ticket holders, they're paying your wages. They're buying ticket, they're buying merchandise, they're buying everything to pay your wages. The least you can do, even if you have your own personal goals, keep it to yourself. Do it privately. Let the club deal with it. But you come in public, you disrespect the fans, you disrespect everything, you disrespect the love, the support they gave you. Okay? How do you want them to react? All players should be learning from this. When you go to organizations, if you have plans of leaving, please let them know that you have plans of leaving. Put it on paper. Have your own documentation that proves that you're gonna, when something come big for you, you are willing to leave, and you guys have an agreement for this amount. But you don't have that agreement on paper. You want to leave. It's definitely up to Atletico Madrid to decide to sell you or not, right? If they don't want to sell you, there's nothing you can do. Put your shoes on, go to work. Go to work until you desire, until it's time for them to, that they are going to be ready to sell you. It's not you deciding, oh, when I want to leave. Player power is ridiculous. Organizations, club don't have control of that anymore. A player want to leave, oh, your media goes up. Oh, you just got to let him go. He wants to leave. No way. He's Atletico Madrid best player. He's one of their best players. How do you just get rid of your best player and he's not just going to any other team? He's going to the team that you want to beat to the title. How does that make sense? Selling him to Barcelona. No. Even if they bring 150 million pounds, I like the fact that Atletico Madrid are standing their ground here. Yes, as an Arsenal fan, we want the player. I don't mind having Alvarez in my squad, but I'm not even willing to pay 120 million for him. No, no chance. Not for me. Not those kind of behavior. You want to leave? Do it privately. Don't disrespect the fans. Okay? Don't act like you are more important than the fans. That's it. That's all I gotta say. Because for me, Atletico Madrid, that game yesterday, Alvarez didn't have to play in that game. They didn't have to bring him onto the field. They could have just said, "Oh, he's injured." Okay, protect him. Just tell the media, "Oh, he pulled a hammy or something. He twisted his ankle, so he couldn't play. He's not ready. He's not fit." Simple as that. Until the transfer window is open. If he ends up staying, then he can come out and apologize to the fans just like Griezmann did and all these other players normally do. You apologize, the fans will forgive you, right? You come in, you score a couple of goals, and then you apologize to them, they will accept that. But bringing him to that game yesterday, it is bad. It is a bad showing, and seeing him walk down that tunnel, it breaks my heart because I don't want to see a player go through that. I really don't. I don't want to see a player go through that. Simeone said, "Oh, they decided for Alvarez to just walk and not wave to the fans or not, go with the rest of the players." No, don't put him in that situation. He wants to leave. You got two choices. You sell him and get the most amount of money, or you keep him, but the way you keep him, you protect him slowly. You bring him slowly. You bring him back to the crowd. You bring him back to the fans. You bring it slowly. Just throw him out there. The fans gonna react to that, and it's gonna be the same thing for me. At this point, I just think Alvarez is gonna leave. I just can't see no way back for him. I just can't see it. I think he's gonna end up going to Barcelona because I can't see Arsenal paying 120 million for Alvarez. No chance. I just don't want to see that. No way. We're selling Martinelli for 50 million. You're going to pay 120 million for Alvarez. He scored 8 goals. He's not even a prolific goal scorer. Okay? So there's a big issue there, and it's going to get resolved one way or another. We have another week to the transfer window. So somebody's gonna give in. Either they sell him to Barcelona or he end up staying. Something's got to give in. But for sure, I hope Arsenal is going to be paid 120 million for him. That's all I got to say, guys. See you in the next one.